Almost the entire 2019 winning Springboks side is back for this World Cup, but it's not exactly smooth sailing for the South Africans. They're matched up in a pool that features 3 of the top 5 teams in the world. They'll need to fight off Ireland, Scotland and a reformed Tongan side just to make it through to the knockout stages. The Springboks really do use a whole squad approach at the World Cup, and they've copped a pretty tough draw as well. Not only are they in the pool of death, but they play 3 games in 13 days. With Scotland first up before taking on Romania, and then a short 6-day turnaround before taking on world number 1, Ireland. If successful in the pool stages, they'll then have the daunting task of taking on France or the All Blacks in a quarter-final. There's been quite a few speed bumps for coach Jacques Nienaber leading up to this World Cup. Andre Pollard, Lukhanyo M and Lou Diego are all in doubt at this stage and are listed on standby. The biggest issue of this is they've really missed Andre Pollard's goal kicking. Still, they're heading in with 21 players with World Cup experience, with plenty of test caps to their names and a nice inclusion of fresh faces. An advantage the Springboks have over pretty much every other side at the Rugby World Cup is their depth. They have incredible depth across their 33-man squad. They can rotate pretty much any player in and out of their matchday 23 and not lose too much quality across the field. This was their starting 15 from their Rugby Championship decider against the All Blacks, and this was their starting 15 in their recent win over the All Blacks. Second in the Rugby Championship, winning 6 of their last 9 test matches, their most recent victory would have to be their most impressive performance since the last World Cup. On the back of their record 35-7 win over the All Blacks, which I must say I was completely shocked by that result, after the All Blacks pretty much dominated the Springboks only a month ago. In international rugby across Tier 1 sides, a 43-point swing is just unheard of. Now, a big reason for this was the Sia Khaleesi effect. He's only just come back from injury, and I've never seen a side lift so much in the modern era with the inclusion of one player. He manages to get the absolute best out of everybody in Springbok camp, and that could possibly be the thing that turns the Springboks from contenders into champions. Now, the Springboks game plan hasn't changed too much. It's become a part of their DNA. They prioritise good field position and wait for opposition teams to make mistakes to play on the back of their dominant set piece. Rolling more tries and earning scrum penalties have become an expectation when watching South Africa play. In general, phase play, their forwards work tirelessly to fold around the corner, sucking defenders in to let their serious pace weapons in the back 3 cause damage out wide. Something of interest though is when the Springboks won in 2019, they led the turnover count over their opposition by an average of 40%. Fast forward to this year and it's a key stat they've actually struggled to win game to game. And it goes without saying, the Boks are incredibly physical, the boss of the collisions, and at the moment they're making some big balls plays. They win a 7-1 split against the bloody All Blacks. I love that they're still able to surprise us as rugby fans. With a constant rotation of players, at times they've looked untouchable, and at other times they've really lacked chemistry. Some players to watch though, their danger men on the edges, Kurtley Arunza, Cheslin Colby, Makazole Mapimpi and Kanan Moody. They also have a really dominant tight forward contingent that always lays the platform at the set piece. It really doesn't matter who's on the field. My personal favourite, Malcolm Marx, has to be one of the best hookers in the world. With a really solid all-round game, his jackling can really turn the momentum the way of South Africa. And even Etzebeth, he just steers the ship and gets everybody around him moving in the right direction. Only a week ago, my prediction for the Springboks World Cup campaign would look completely different. It's crazy how one game can change everything. Given the Springboks form at previous World Cups, I think they may get upset in the pool of death, but still go through to the finals. Which when players from other teams start falling, that's when the Springboks become stronger. I do think though their run will probably end in the semi-finals. Not because they're not an amazing team on their day, but because it's just the consistency which makes me think they might not be able to string together back-to-back dominant performances. I could be proven wrong though, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they go on to win this bloody thing.